The late 1970s and early 1980s marked a special time in the history of video games. This period is often called the golden age of arcade games. Arcades filled with flashing lights and the sounds of beeps and boops became cultural hubs. This era saw the birth of iconic games that continue to captivate players today. Before the golden age, video games were a novelty. Simple games like Pong and Computer Space existed, but they lacked the depth and excitement that would come to define the arcade experience. Then, a convergence of factors came together. New technologies emerged, creative minds found their footing, and a public hungry for entertainment embraced these new digital worlds. The golden age wasn't just about the games themselves, it was a cultural phenomenon that brought people together. Arcades became social spaces where friends gathered to compete for high scores and share in the excitement. This era left an indelible mark on popular culture, influencing movies, music, and fashion. The golden age of arcade games was a time of incredible innovation and excitement. It laid the foundation for the modern video game industry and continues to inspire developers and players alike. Several key technological advancements paved the way for the golden age of arcade games. Perhaps the most significant was the development of microprocessors. These small but powerful computer chips allowed for more complex and engaging gameplay. Before microprocessors, arcade games were limited by the capabilities of simpler circuitry. Games like Pong used dedicated hardware that could only produce basic graphics and sounds. Microprocessors changed everything. Suddenly, developers could create games with more detailed characters, intricate levels, and richer audio. Another important innovation was the development of raster graphics. Early arcade games like Computer Space used vector graphics, which displayed images as lines on a screen. Raster graphics, on the other hand, used pixels to create more detailed and colorful images. These technological advancements, along with the development of better monitors and sound systems, allowed game developers to unleash their creativity. The stage was set for a new era of gaming, one that would capture the imaginations of millions worldwide. The golden age of arcade games saw the birth of some of the most iconic video games of all time. These games weren't just technological marvels, they were cultural phenomena that transcended the world of gaming. Pac-Man, released in 1980, took the world by storm. Its simple but addictive gameplay, charming characters, and iconic maze design captivated players of all ages. Space Invaders, released in 1978, ignited the imaginations of players with its simple yet compelling alien invasion theme. Donkey Kong, released in 1981, introduced the world to Mario, a character who would become synonymous with video games. Galaga, released in 1981, built upon the success of Space Invaders with its more colorful graphics and challenging gameplay. These games, along with countless others, defined the golden age of arcade games. They set a new standard for game design and captivated a generation of players. Their influence can still be felt today, as these classic games continue to be enjoyed by new generations of gamers. Section 4. Arcades. The social hubs of a generation. During the golden age of arcade games, arcades became more than just places to play video games. They evolved into vibrant social hubs. They were gathering places where people of all ages, backgrounds, and interests could come together to share in the excitement of this new form of entertainment. The atmosphere inside an arcade was electric. The flashing lights, the sounds of beeps and boops, the excited chatter of players. It created a sensory experience unlike anything else. Friends would meet up at the arcade after school or work, eager to challenge each other for high scores and bragging rights. Arcades provided a sense of community. Regulars got to know each other, forming friendships over their shared love of video games. Tournaments and competitions brought out the competitive spirit in players, fostering a sense of camaraderie and friendly rivalry. For many who grew up during this era, arcades hold a special place in their hearts. They were more than just places to play games. They were places to hang out with friends, make new ones, and be a part of something exciting. Section 5. The cultural impact more than just games. The golden age of arcade games had a profound impact on popular culture, extending far beyond the arcades themselves. Video games, once a niche hobby, were suddenly everywhere. They were featured in movies, television shows, and music. Movies like Tron from 1982 and War Games from 1983 explored the growing influence of computers and video games in society. Pac-Man and Donkey Kong became household names, their images appearing on everything from lunchboxes and t-shirts to animated television series. The music industry also embraced the sounds of the arcade. Electronic music inspired by the beeps and boops of arcade games gained popularity. Bands like Yellow Magic Orchestra and Kraftwerk incorporated video game sounds into their music, further blurring the lines between gaming and popular culture. The golden age of arcade games didn't just change the entertainment landscape, it changed the cultural landscape as well. Video games were no longer a passing fad, they were here to stay, and their impact on society would only continue to grow.